All right, we begin with our GMC Sierra tweet of the night. The ACC football put this out today. In 2023, they will adopt a 3-5-5 football schedule model. All 14 schools will be in one division. Teams will play 3 primary opponents annually and then face the other 10 twice during a 4-year cycle, 1 home, 1 away. For Pitt, this is good news. Sorry, Andrew, but they get Syracuse and they also get Virginia Tech along with Boston College. To me, that sounds like a good 3 to have regularly on your schedule. So we'll see how that goes, but that doesn't start until next year. First, I want to get into Deontay Johnson with you because we saw Terry McLaurin get what he got today, which is 3 years, I guess, in the neighborhood of $71 million. And that puts the money moving upward on even more people who are deserving of it. And I'm sure Deontay Johnson thinks he's worth that. He has better numbers than McLaurin does. Do you think the Steelers will? I don't. I firmly believe that they are in the thinking that they're going to just continue to draft receivers and go for 4 years of them under the first-year contract control and not worry about paying guys unless they're Antonio Brown caliber, and I don't think he is.
Yeah, I mean, your market value is great. It's outstanding that people are driving your market value up, but the problem is he's not on the open market. There's only one team he can negotiate with. So he can add this contract demand that says, hey, I'm every bit as good as the guy that just got $71 million. And guess what? He's probably right. But that's not going to change the Steelers' mind. They're not going to say, oh, Deontay, great point. The Washington command, well, yeah, if Washington can do it, then we should too. No, they operate differently. They have an organizational philosophy when it comes to wide receivers. And I think what today did, Bob, is it just made it harder for the Steelers and Deontay Johnson to broker a long-term deal. You know, if they do, it's going to be because Deontay Johnson is comfortable in Pittsburgh and takes less than McLaurin, way less actually, but I don't see that happening. Bob, I've said this all along. If the Steelers were serious about keeping Johnson, they would have chosen to negotiate with him before Minkah, because the wide receiver market is exploding. The safety market is not. They could have waited and done Minkah second and probably got him for the same price as the deal they signed him to a couple of weeks ago. We learned again today that that's not the case with wide receivers.
No, I think that's an excellent point because Minkah ends up getting on average like $18 million a year, and I think the Steelers would probably take $18 million if they can get Johnson to take it for the subsequent years after this year, but that ship has sailed. That's not going to happen. Now let's get to our number one Cochran Go One Better call of the night, and we'll begin with Steve on the north side, who's first up. Hey, Steve, what's going on?
Hello, Steve.
Hey, Bob, Andrew, how you doing? Love you both. Hey, listen, I agree with that about Deontay Johnson, but I want to get back to the Penguins. I like Hextall, but I don't think he's doing a great job. Honestly, well, I would say that Malkin and Letang have to be gone, both of them.
Gone? So you're going to save the money and spend it elsewhere. Why would you not want Letang, though? I'm curious. I mean, he's playing as well. He's, seventh in the voting of the North.
I love Letang. I love Malkin both. But this is an era where you have to get younger players.
Well, they should have been traded him before this year. Now they're to the point where it's going to unrestricted free agency. All you get is money saved, and that's fine. You can spend money. But if you were thinking that way, then they should have probably traded Malcolm 2 years ago, Andrew, but they didn't do that. I still believe, though, that they will come to a deal with Letang. I think they really like him, but I also think
not if the GM's stingy. Not if that's
too conservative. And when you're used to Jim Rutherford, not that he was great in some of his later deals because he gave away a lot of money and a lot of term, but at least he was aggressive and understood they want to win now. Ron Hextall's operating this like he has a young Flyers team on his hand and is just, I'm just going to play it. We'll wait for guys. Well, what guys are coming up from the minors too? Who's going to help?
He's operating like a general manager who feels like he needs to get the better side of every deal. He needs to be the guy that wins the deal. Oh, what a great contract. That's what everyone said about Brian Rust. Except there's one exception to the rule. His buddy Jeff Carter. It almost feels like when those guys were in LA and in Philadelphia together, they signed like a blood truce or blood oath, like in the movie Goodfellas, when they take you down and you were a made man. Like these two guys are now, they made a deal, Bob, that they were always going to take care of each other. It makes no sense.
No.
It's like his number one rule is, I do whatever is necessary to make Jeff Carter happy.
And listen, if they had chosen, and if they do think Malkin's better than Carter, which they do, they could have saved that money given to Carter to use it here if they really wanted to keep him. But the fact that they signed a 38-year-old way ahead of time when they didn't really need to do that is very head-scratching to me, and I didn't like it when it happened. All right, let's go out to Matt in Stowe Rocks. He joins us on the Border Bordas hotline. What's up, Matt?
Hello, Matt.
Hey, Bob, hey, Pony. I just wanted to say you guys are great together. I really love watching you every night. And, Bob, that's a beautiful jacket. You just really look really good. But I just wanted to say
Thanks.
I love that you didn't talk about the Pirates for at least 17 minutes. It's always tough when you have to keep hearing over and over again about losses. I would love if we focus more on Pitt football, maybe Kanata Mumpfield, and talk about the future. That'd be much more interesting. And
Well,
again,
I mean, the
love
Pirates
that.
are, Matt, listen, Pitt will have a time when it comes to that. They are conference champs. There's a lot to talk about when that time gets near, but I think the Pirates, obviously at this time of the year, do take center stage for what they are doing, and a lot of people do believe they've made the turn. In other words, this rebuilding process has started to show the first initial steps. Do you agree with that, Andrew? Do you think we're at that point? I'll tell you what, Diego Castillo, to me, has earned an opportunity with this team somewhere. I don't know exactly where, but he has.
Well, I was getting very excited at Cruz home run. Got me even more excited last night. That was amazing what he did there. He's such an incredible natural talent. The amount of God-given gifts that guy has, really one of a kind. He is a unicorn, 6'7", playing shortstop. So in that respect, it's great that the Pirates have this one-of-a-kind talent. But then I'll tell you what got me in a bad mood tonight, Bob. I can't lie and say that everything with Andrew Fillipponi is always positivity, sunshine, and rainbows. I saw Josh Van Meter's name in the lineup again.
Yeah.
And I don't understand that. Josh Van Meter keeps playing while Cal Mitchell got sent down to the minor leagues. If this is a sign of things to come with Ben Gamble and who else now?
Kevin Newman, Yoshi Satsugo, all of those guys.
If these journeymen, these guys, these Scribinos, Bob, Italian guys like you and me can use that term.
Scribinos.
If these guys go back into the starting lineup, I'm going to lose my mind.
So will I. I didn't like Cal Mitchell being
progress.
sent. When it happened, I said, that's a wrong call. This is not what it's about. He can get at bats here. If you're going to save some for Van Meter and for Shitsugo and for anyone else, Kevin Newman, everybody knows what he is. He doesn't need to play. Have him on the bench.
Van Meter DH tonight. What is that all about? We need to see more Van Meter? He's a 27-year-old guy in his third or fourth team that's hitting 212.
And the other thing is you're giving a lot of at-bats to Yu Chang, and Yu Chang hasn't earned that. We got to go to a break. We'll take it, come back with more right here on the Nightly Sports Call, brought to you by Ireland Contracts.